and so I was a convener of one of the trustees, and the late Sri G.K. Raman was the convener of the trust. In fact, it was through him that he took us for an interview, introduced us to the new trustees, and Swami spent so much of time with us. In fact, he personally signed and the cards, the trustee cards, and gave it. It's one I still carry in my pocket. So he tells me, I've got this vibhuti from Swami's hand in Puttaparthi last week. When I saw you, I felt I should give it to you. I don't know whether you'll accept it. And that morning she's asked me whether you got vibhuti. So I said, oh, with pleasure, I'll take it. In fact, I was waiting for such vibhuti. I said, I took it. I never told my wife, those are the days before cell phone and all. So I didn't ring her and all. I kept the vibhuti packet in my pocket, and here I kept it. And then I went home. I said, Rama, guess what? I said, you got vibhuti? I said, what? What are you talking? He said, did you get or not? I said, yes, I got vibhuti. How did you know? Oh, you have to get now. He said, what do you mean you have to get? What do you think he's doing here? I was talking to him in the puja room. Morning, you get up early, when you Sabrimala, you get up early, have a wash at 5 o'clock in the morning, then you have to say your morning prayers and then puja and all morning, light the lamp, do the puja. So I got up in the morning and I was sitting there, okay. Then I look at Guru and say, he showed this yesterday. What about you? Talk the floor. My God, I almost died there, It was too much for me also.
I know we have not even scratched the surface, because there is so much that you can share about Bhagawan and Bhagawan's presence in your life. And now that you are holding such an important position of being the convener of the state, maybe you can just share one instance of how you became the convener of the trust, and maybe we will continue the discussion at a later date.
See, when I started coming to Puttaparthi, I was, I would say until 2005, I was just an ordinary devotee. I used to stand in the long queues. I remember the queues to go up the hill, and sometimes an hour, 2 hours you sit in the queue. And I remember once when I was standing in that queue and then walking and coming, one of my doctor friends from Tamil Nadu said, sir, you are going in the queue. I said, why? I am a devotee, I should go in the queue. How else do you think? Sir, you should be in the veranda, sir, he said. I said, what's veranda? Why should I be in the veranda? I am a devotee and I sit in the, even if I sit in the last row, that's fine, with me, I have no problem. No, sir, you should sit in the veranda. I said, no veranda and all for me, I'm quite happy here, I said. I never thought that his words will become prophetic. And soon after that, in 2005, suddenly I got a call saying that, I've been nominated as a member of the Sathya Trust of Tamil Nadu Trust. So that was a great occasion for me, and I thought that was one of the greatest honors that I ever received. So I took it, and so I was a convener of one of the trustees, and the late Sri G.K. Raman was the convener of the trust. In fact, it was through him that he took us for an interview, introduced us to the new trustees, and Swami spent so much of time with us. In fact, he personally signed and the cards, the trustee cards, and gave it. It's one I still carry in my pocket. I still carry it. Although I become convener, that one was a trustee given by Swami, so I still carry that in my pocket. So it was a great thing, and that went on. Unfortunately, Sri G.K. Raman died suddenly in Puttaparthi, as you know, and he actually had the grace of dying in Swami's hands almost, because Swami gave him the tirtham and the last thing and rites and so on.
So, doctor, can you please now tell us the story of how you came to know of Satya Sai, the physical form of Bhagawan? Even though there's so many instances from your childhood, you know that there was this invisible force guiding you, but when did you know that this force was Bhagawan Shri Satya Sai Baba?
If I go back, when I look at my life from my childhood, Swami has been there in one way or the other, but the realization comes much later. So, when, for example, just next door to our hospital was the Damodar envelope factory, which Mr. Chagan Lal and Mr. Chuni Lal, one of the earliest devotees of Swami. There was a small mandir for Swami called Shanti Kutir. I think it was built in 1959 or something like that. So Swami used to come there in 1960s, and I was about 8, 9 years old. And I remember, standing on the wall of our nursing home. We had a nursing home and our house was there. My father was a doctor, so we had a small nursing home. It wasn't a diabetes hospital then. So I used to stand on the wall of that, and Swami used to be about, say, 30 feet away, addressing a small crowd of, say, 50 people, 100 people in the 1960s.
So you have seen all this?
I have seen Swami. So he used to be, I never realized that 30 feet away here he is, and I'm standing the other side of the wall and not realizing what I was missing in my childhood. I actually I've seen him in person like that, So that has been one incident. Every day when I go to school, in the car there used to be a picture of Swami. So almost my entire childhood when I was going to school.
So Swami was there in your family in some way?
No, not in my car.
Oh.
So that's the thing. See,
Okay.
I used to go with a friend of mine,
Okay.
and that friend was a Sai devotee, and so there was a picture of Swami, and I was going in the car.
He was looking
but
at
again,
you.
he was looking at me, but I was not looking at him, and I was wondering why they're having this picture here, as a typical non-devotee. Yes. So if I look back at every stage, he has been there in some form or the other, but waiting for me to take that first step. But after I took the first step, then there was no looking back, because then he takes his 100 steps as promised. He did that in my case, and then very rapidly the connection started developing. And then I started attending bhajans in Sundaram. I was attracted by the discipline of the organization.
So tell us about this first step, which you consider as your first step.
I don't know, they mentioned it last time, the Whitefield incident?
No.
No? Oh, okay. In so many places I'm talking, I don't know where I spoke, but I can cut that part. Okay. So the first step actually happened right from childhood. I had this yearning to, for God. And in something in my heart kept telling me that there's something else that I need, some spiritual thing. That kind of a thing was there all along. So in that process, I started going to ashrams. So first I went to Ramana Maharshi's ashram. I liked that, very nice, serene, but something told me, no, this is not your guru, so somehow it didn't think.
Although this was in your student years?
School days. I'm talking when I'm 12, 13, 14,
so you had
teenager.
Spiritual inquiry
yes,
even at that time?
Absolutely, no doubt about it. And so then when I was about 15, 16, I went to Aurobindo ashram. I actually stayed there for 3 days. You won't imagine, as a teenager, I went and stayed there. I said, I want to see what the ashram looks like. I like that simple food. I like, the simple way of life. Then I used to also, as a poet at that time, I used to write poetry and so on. So I loved Sri Aurobindo's poems, then the Auroville concept, all that I liked a lot. In fact, I wrote a poem about Sri Aurobindo, about Auroville in Mother India, in their magazine. But still I felt this is not it. I like all that, but this is not it. This went on until I was in 1992. I had left my father's institution just with a stethoscope, zero bank balance. In fact, not even zero minus, because my wife had borrowed a lot of money and we had no bank balance, and she had taken a huge loan. So we have several lakhs down actually. And with this just a stethoscope, that's the worst situation you can be in. So then we come out not knowing what to do, and then start our own institution. Okay. Just a few months after that, almost coinciding about 6 months after that, there was a conference in Bangalore. Just before going for that conference, something told me I must visit Sathya Sai Baba. So I just rang up Sundaram and asked them, is he in Whitefield?
So this was just an inner calling?
Just an inner calling. Just before leaving for the conference, something told me, I must go and see Swami. I had gone to the other masters earlier. Yes. So like that, let me just go to, it was not a strong calling, but something telling me I should go and see him,
Yes.
So obviously Swami calling. Yes. So the call had come. So I finished my conference and they told me he's in Whitefield and he's due to leave for Kodaikanal on the Monday or something like that. And this was a Sunday. And Saturday evening I had finished my talk and I was relaxing over dinner and with a Sai devotee friend of mine and a doctor friend of mine. So I was just asking him, hey, I hear that Baba is in town. Any chance we can go and see him? He said, are you interested? I said, yeah, something I feel like just going and seeing, I've heard of him and I'll just go and see. I've never seen him for many years now, so I'd just like to go and see him. He said, I'll take you. I know Whitefield, I'll take you. It's a long drive from Bangalore, but we'll go. So we went early morning. When we were just entering the railway track, we're just entering the level crossing at that time. There's no overbridge and all at that stage. So we're just entering there, everybody's going back. Then he said, Dr. Mohan, I think he has left. because people are coming back. This is darshan time. Nobody will come back at this time. So I think he has left. I said, no, no, no. They said he's going to be here. Do you still want to go? He said. I said, definitely we'll go. I mean, having come this far, I might as well enter the ashram and have a look, I just entered the ashram, and then I don't know what hit me. Something suddenly hit me. And I told Dr. Shyam Sundar, who was the my senior in college, and he's the one who took me the first step. He took me to Whitefield. I told Dr. Shyam Sundar, and I told my wife, Rema, this is it, This is what I've been waiting for. That inner calling is telling you, this is not it, this is not it when I went everywhere else. Something suddenly told me this is it. So my wife asked, what is it? I said, no, I kept telling you that there's some yearning for this thing. This is it. This is what all my life I've been waiting for, Swami wasn't there. Swami had left, I don't know what the vibrations were or what it was. Straight I went there and into the mandir, and I said, this is what I've been waiting for all my life, And then I rushed to the bookstall and got some books and all that. In fact, 1 or 2 of those books I'd read earlier also. It had no impact on me. Very interesting. Oh, like a story I read. Oh, Swami does all this. Never made an impact on me. This time when I read it, it was profound. And I said, my God, this is, something divine. This is not a natural thing we are talking about, And then from then on, there's no looking back. And from there, started going to Sundaram, started attending bhajans. And then a few months after that, Swami actually came to Chennai. So when he came to Chennai, I was go and wait there 3 a.m., to get to the first line darshan. So at 6 o'clock when he comes out for darshan, he comes and stands in that balcony. There you get that early morning darshan with the sun's rays just coming out. For that 3 o'clock, my brother and I, Arun, my brother was also devotee. So we would just go and wait there and then get his darshan and then start attending the bhajans. So from there it was, one step after another to another to another. But it was only in 94 that I first came to Puttaparthi, and that was another total miracle that happened. What happened was that we had gone to a Chinese restaurant and we were having dinner, and my wife's father, he is a very religious man, follower of Ayyappa, and he was a Guru Swami, and for 50 years he had gone to Ayyappan temple, and so I also used to go with him for many years after I married Rema. I used to go because he was a Guru Swami. The whole family were Ayyappa. In fact, he built the Mahalingapuram Ayyappan temple in one of the big Ayyappan temples in Chennai. It was built by him and a few of his friends. So a very strong Ayyappa connection. Because of that, he used to say, when God is there, why are you going after man? So not to me, but earlier in the family when people had said Sai Baba and all that, don't go after man when God is there, you got temples, you got God, why are you going after man? He used to say that. We were all having dinner together, and it was March 1994, and suddenly when the dinner, just before the bill came, my father-in-law tells me, why don't you go to Puttaparthi? So for a moment there was a stunned silence because he's saying it,
Yes.
So we all were taken aback. So nobody had the guts to ask him. So being a son-in-law, I asked him, what did you say? Did you say Puttaparthi? He said, yes, let's go and see Baba, he said. So I said, oh, you want to go and see Baba? Why, I shouldn't see Baba? I said, no, not that way, because you are saying it. And
yes.
No, I feel like seeing Baba, let's go. I said, okay, if you're serious, we'll go. I said, because we were already devotees, my wife and I were already devotees. We had already started going for bhajans, but he had never shown any inclination until then, Then what happened was, it was around 10 at night, and from somewhere I phoned and somebody said, you ring up this number and they will tell you, Swami's program and whether he's in, Puttaparthi or not. He may go to Kodaikanal, we don't know when his programs are and what his programs are. He may go to Whitefield, we don't know. You ring. I rang up I didn't know it was, lights out at 9:30, it's around 10:30 in the night. And I rang up to that number, and Swami secretary, then Secretary Ms. Narayanan, he picks up. And he says,
10:30 in the night?
10:30 in the night. And I am ringing. I didn't even know you shouldn't ring at that time and so on.
And someone picked up with Prashant.
And secretary, Swami's secretary's number that was.
That itself is a miracle.
That is a miracle. So he picks it up and he says, yes, Mr. Narayanan, here, Swami secretary, what can I do? Then I said, no, I'm Dr. Mohan from Chennai. Oh, you're the diabetologist, Dr. Mohan? I said, yes. I know you, doctor, he said. I said, oh, you know me? Okay. We want to come to Puttaparthi. You better come fast because another week only Swami is here. Then he is traveling. So you come. I said, oh, we were thinking of coming 2-3 weeks later. No, 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 you come immediately. Next 3-4 days, try to come because we are not sure of Swami's prayer. Next 3-4 days, easy. After that, we are not sure. So we said, how do we get tickets? Because 7-8 of us are going to come. So how are we going to get tickets for all of us? No, that too, those days train only. You know, nobody used to travel by flight, and we couldn't even afford flights and all those days. So we looked for tickets, how to get sleeper berths to come overnight. We just went, got all the tickets. You know, everything, all confirmed sleeper berths, everything at 2 days notice. You know, which in a train you won't get even those days. So we got it. We were here. We were here, and then we met Swami. I mean, met Swami. We came to Puttaparthi. We had darshan of Swami, and strangely, Swami went to my wife, and she got Pada Namaskar. We just went by. We didn't get Pada Namaskar.
During darshan,
we just got darshan. Whereas he went and stood in front of her and said, "Take Pada Namaskar." So she got Pada Namaskar, and she was all excited. She said, "Oh, my first trip itself, I got Pada Namaskar and all that." Little did we know why Swami had brought us at 1994 at that short notice. We went back, and 3 days after we came here, exactly 3rd day after we went back after this hurried trip, you know, after we went back, she developed a little node painful node in the axilla, a little swelling. So she didn't have anything when we came. We didn't come for that at all, you know. We went back 3rd or 4th day. She had a little swelling in the axilla. So I said, we better see what this is. So we took her to the surgeon. He said, we'll do a biopsy. We did the biopsy. It turned out to be a secondary malignancy from the breast. You know, it's already spread to to stage 3 by that time. You know, she had fibroadenoma before that, and fibroadenoma we were taught as medical students will never turn malignant. So after it's been operated 2 times, we thought a 3rd one was left behind, and we said, let's leave it. The surgeon himself said, leave it. This is a harmless thing. Why do you want to do? You know. Turned out that had turned malignant, and that had spread here, you know, and she had no symptoms until we came to Puttaparthi. Okay, that is why the Pada Namaskar. Later on we realized that is why he had taken her and given her Pada Namaskar and all that, you know. Then she underwent the surgery and everything, regular treatment for cancer, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, everything she underwent. At that time Swami came in my dream, and that is the time, see, I told you 92 we were in bad shape. In 94 we were in worse shape because I had further borrowed to set up we were already in a loan when I left my father's place. My wife had a loan. I had borrowed even much more than that, double of that, triple of that to set up our new hospital. So her old loan is clicking, our new loan is running, and she is earning member actually. As a diabetologist, you know, my income is little. She, being a retinal, specialist, she does laser and photography, and that is one source of income. And now she is, got this. It couldn't be a worse time for us in our life, you know. And we had one daughter, and she's 13 years old, and we have this huge loan, and then my wife develops this problem, you know. So we were kind of finished, you know. We thought that's the end of our life. That time Swami comes in my dream, and he says, Mohan, she has got a difficult to treat disease. No, he says. So I say, Swami, can you cure her? Difficult to treat disease? No, he says. Then he says, don't worry, I'll look after her. She'll be there. Until you need her, she'll be there, he says. And then in the dream, he materialized Vibhuti for me. It was so real that I got up and said, where's Vibhuti, where's Vibhuti, where's Vibhuti, okay. Then the morning I told her, you know, and I said, Rama, Swami came in our dream, and my dream, and he materialized Vibhuti. Then she was disappointed that she didn't get the Vibhuti in her hand. So she said, after all, it's a dream, she said. Okay. She said, after all, it's a dream. Then she goes to the thing, you know, we have a daily calendar where the thoughts for the day is there, no? Every day, without the year, you have this thing which you keep changing. So she goes and lifts that day's thing, and it says, dreams about God are real. Okay. So she comes rushing back. Mohan, see, I just said, you know, after all, it's a dream. And Swami has said, dreams about God are real, you know. So I said, yeah, naturally. So when he gives a dream, it's as good as real only. Then she said, no, in my thing I wanted, you know, I didn't think. So then we thought that he's going to give us, and she said, okay, but still, he has said that he'll give, if it's real, then you should give you Vibhuti, no?
Yes.
Then Swami has to give you Vibhuti. So happened that the following week I was going to Whitefield, and Swami was in Whitefield after that. So this is sometime after a Puttaparthi visit. Treatment and all was going on, and some July, August, something like that. Swami was in Whitefield at that time. So I had gone to Whitefield for just one darshan I had, and my brother again accompanied me. So we go for this darshan, And then he didn't come anywhere near me. Okay, he just came, took another route and went off, and he never even came within 20 yards of me. So he went away. When I went home, my wife said, "Where's the vibhuti?" So I said, "Vibhuti? He didn't even come near me. No, where's the question of vibhuti? He didn't give you vibhuti?" I said, "No, he didn't come near me." "Oh, it's all right," she said. And she went off. She was very disappointed, and she was still not working because the chemo and all was still going on. So she's still off work. And I went to work. She stayed in the house and I went to work. I went to work and I was sitting in my consultation room, and there was a guy. I sit here and my patient is sitting there, and I'm sitting and writing something. I saw this patient there, but when he entered, I didn't see anybody else in the room. Okay, I don't remember at least. 2 people walking in, and I distinctly don't remember the guy standing there. So this patient is there. Then after some time I looked up, I found another guy standing there. So I said, "Oh, when did this guy come in? I must have not seen, he must have come like that or something." So I wrote the prescription and all that, and it still seemed a bit strange because this guy is not looking at that fellow. Okay, so I gave the prescription to this man, and he takes it and walks out without looking at the other person. If that guy is an attendant, he should have said, "Let's go" or something. No, he never looked at him. He never looked at him. He takes the prescription and he goes out. Then I said, "Oh, that's strange." Then that man is standing there. Then he says, "Can I ask you something, doctor?" The other man, "Can I ask you something, doctor?" So I said, "Yeah, ask me." "What's that?" "No, I had been to Puttaparthi. I got interview with Swami. Swami gave me vibhuti, some packets of vibhuti he gave me. So when I saw it, that time I didn't have a single picture of Swami in the thing. I thought, you shouldn't keep Swami's pictures. That was one phase, No, people of all religions come. How can I keep Swami's picture? I was going through that phase. Then it completely changed. Through many other miracles, he taught me that now I have pictures everywhere, But that stage, I didn't have anything. So he tells me, "I've got this vibhuti from Swami's hand in Puttaparthi last week. When I saw you, I felt I should give it to you. I don't know whether you'll accept it." And that morning she's asked me whether you got vibhuti. So I said, "Oh, with pleasure, I'll take it." In fact, I was waiting for such vibhuti. I said, I took it. I never told my wife, Those are the days before cell phone and all. So I didn't ring her and all. I kept the vibhuti packet in my pocket, and here I think kept it. And then I went home. I said, "Rama, guess what?" I said. "You got vibhuti?" She said. I said, "What?" "What? What are you talking?" She said, "Did you get or not?" I said, "Yes, I got vibhuti." "How did you know?" "No, you have to get, no?" She said. I said, "What do you mean you have to get? What do you think I was doing here?" I was talking to him in the puja room and said, "First you come in his dream, then you produce vibhuti in the dream. There's no vibhuti there. Then I don't believe that, and I go there and I say, after all, it's a dream. Then you say dreams of God are real. Then he comes to you in Whitefield. Then you don't go near him at all. And I'm still waiting for your vibhuti. Okay? If you want me to accept you as God, and I know you can do it, you are my God, send the vibhuti today. I want it today. I don't know how you do it, but I want the vibhuti today."
The dream has to become reality today.
No, it's much worse than that. It's much better than that. I'll finish the story after that. Okay. So she says, "So he must have sent the vibhuti to you," he says. I said, "Then who was that man who came? He didn't seem to know the man sitting there. This man didn't seem to know that man. Don't tell me Swami himself came, in some other form, So anyway, then she takes vibhuti and she says, "Yeah, but that was not your dream, no? In the dream, he materialized it for you, no? So now he has to materialize it for you," she says. I said, "Rama, come on, you asked him for it and he gave it to you now. Come on." She says, "No, it will happen. Because dreams about God are real. I believe in it and it will happen," she says. So then she finished all her treatment in 94 March, no? So by about 6 months, August, September, something, we finished all the, October, I think, finished all treatment. 1 more month we gave, I think, December we came here. December 94 we came here. He comes this time for darshan, and she is sitting across, the lady side, second or third row, she is sitting there. I'm also sitting the first or second row, I think I'm sitting.
In the normal public?
In the normal public. Up till 2005 is coming like an ordinary, standing in the queue, coming, all the lines, like that only. Only after 2005 became a trustee, then I could get in. Then after that only convener and all this. Ordinary devotee, just sitting there. This is 94 we are talking about. So just ordinary thing, just sitting there. He comes, stands in front of me, materializes Vibhuti, gives it in my hand, turns and looks at her.
Wow.
Now are you satisfied? Dreams of a God are real. So exactly what happened in the dream happened, and she is watching from there. You know, so once Swami says he will do something, whether it's in a dream or whether it's in real life, or if he tells you, or in some other form he tells you, it is a truth. We have to accept it. However impossible or improbable it may seem at that time, for Swami at his own time he will. The only thing is the calendars and all, we should not go strictly by our calendar. Swami's calendar is different from our calendar. He will do it in his own time. Swami's time he will do it. That much is for sure. This is how faith also gets strengthened.
And I am tempted to believe that partly it was because of her conviction, her firm conviction it will happen.
Exactly. Till the end. Till her last
Even the
breath.
Vibhuti came in another way.
Yeah.
She
says, no, that's not the dream, she says, because the dreams about God are real, means it's not sending through somebody, no. So she says, no, he has shown you, he will give it. You will get it, she says. And when I got it, she says, see,
God will go to any extent once you have that much of faith.
Exactly. So that's how it is.
Wow, fantastic. So how is, so I think by the time 1994 ended, your faith in Bhagawan was concrete, completely concrete.
Yes.
And so from then on, how was life? It started getting better. I mean, you had seen so many worse things in life.
See, that was a bad period you went through. And then as he had promised, for 17 long years after that, she was there with us. Of course, a recurrence came, but before that also he had told her that it's going to come. He kind of tells us and then does it. No, he's so much of the mother Sai is so full of love that even that he tells us in advance, prepares us, and then does it. Separately to my daughter, separately to my wife, and to my daughter he said, you're going to go through difficult times, because he has to prepare her to take over the mantle from Rama and from me, to run the institute, which she's doing now. So then she said, in the dream again. So then she says, Swami, but will you be there? Of course I will be there. But you have to go through these difficult times, but I will be there with you. And that's exactly what he did. Right through, he was with us. So at every stage there afterwards, we began to feel his presence, and we began to feel that he is guiding us through every single move, this side, that side, the life takes its turns, but he was there at every stage. That was very, very satisfying for us. So our faith became more and more and more. For many years, I was still going to Shabarimala, Guruvayur and Shabarimala. But Shabarimala, because my father-in-law's thing, at one stage, I stopped. And the reason I stopped was several. The first was that I realized that when I'm going to Shabarimala also, I'm saying Baba only there. I'm saying Swami, 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 Baba, Baba, Baba. Then I said, oh, I'm praying to Baba only here in the thing. Then there was another incident which I would like to share, because I think people get confused sometimes whether when they have, there's a Ishta Devada in the house and then Swami is there. So how do we, reconcile this? Is it a competition between two gods? In people's mind, one god get angry, jealous of the other god, We don't realize it's all the same, it's all one manifestation. At any form you pray to, Swami says, to any form you pray, it all comes to me only, But it takes time. When you have in the house, this kind of thing is there. Or maybe the wife is not following one, the other is following another. These kind of clashes will come. In my life, the first thing that happened was I realized that when I'm going there, I'm only praying to Swami. So then I said, then I might as well go and see him in person, when I'm praying to him everywhere else. So slowly I started, shifting more to Puttaparthi. Then so I get a thing, instead of going there, then I'll come here. That way I started coming. One day, two instances I'll try to show you how Ayyappa and Swami are the same. One of my teachers was there in Loyola College, and he became later on like a guru to me in the profession kind of guru, because he looked after me so well when I fell sick in pre-university that he took private tuition for me without charging a single rupee, because he saw my potential. Otherwise, I'd have failed in the exam. I lost 2 months of my pre-university. It's totally 8-month course, and that decides your MBBS and everything. Those days it was only 1 year for. Actually, it's only 8 months. I lost about 2-3 months due to malaria, jaundice, and all kinds of things. Had chicken pox, all in a row I got. So I almost gave up. I thought I won. Then this man coached me, and then then I became university first after he coached me. I was first in the university. I got into 3 medical colleges and so on. So all because of one man. So then I became very close to him. He became a patient later, and we got very, very close. And he also used to go to Shabarimala. So we used to meet in the temple before we go and all that. One day he told me, "What, Mohan, I don't see the mala this." He came as my patient and he said, "That's a season, no? November, December, so the time the mala will be there. January normally will go." So he said, "I don't see the mala this year. What happened? You're going later or something?" I said, "No, sir, I'm going to Puttaparthi this time," I said. He got shocked, and because he didn't know that I had kind of, now I'm with Swami, and so he said, "Mohan, I'm saying that why you're not going to Shabarimala to see God, and you're saying you'll go to see a man, somehow to me as your teacher and your thing, it doesn't seem correct."
I think for listeners who are not aware, people who go to Shabarimala for 1 month, they have to go
40 days. For 40 days you have to take a fast, and then you have to wear this thing, and then you wear black clothes, and then you don't wear your chappals, and then you walk barefoot. It's a kind of penance for 40 days. So, and Swami says, "No, hands that help are holier than lips that pray." So the whole concept changed to service and this and that and so on. I didn't want to upset him or argue with him. So I said, "Sir, it's all the same, sir," I said. Then I quickly changed the topic and said, "Okay, so you go do the tests and see me in the afternoon," I said. So I wrote out the test for him and then sent him to home. He normally goes home, finishes his test, and then he'll come back in the afternoon around 2 o'clock with the results, go home, take a nap and all, then he'll come back. He came back at 2 and said, "Mohan, forgive me, I have done something very wrong. Forgive me, he said. I said, "Sir, don't say things like you're my teacher. What forgive you? Why should I forgive you? What did I do?" I said something very wrong this morning and he has shown me. He said, I said, "What, sir? What happened?" "No, Mohan, I went home to have my thing. I have a little drawer set of cupboard near where I think. The first drawer. In that first drawer, I only put my purse and my glasses. Only 2 things I put. It is empty. This morning also when I opened it, only my purse and my glasses I put on and came. After coming to you, I go there and I open the drawer and Baba's photo is there in that."
Wow.
"How can it come there? I don't have Baba's photo in my house. In that same drawer this morning it was not there. And you said both are same." And then I go and pull this and his photo is there. "Mohan, forgive me." I said, "Sir, first of all, it's not me, And second, Swami is all forgiving. He has just shown you that both are same. It's only a way of his showing you. He is not angry with you or anything like that. Since you raised that thing, he has immediately shown it to you, that Ayyappa, and he has answered your thing. It's only a way, it's only a blessing." No, I'm very grateful because now he has opened my eyes and all that," he said. Okay, that was one incident to show that Ayyappa and thing. But still more direct thing I got, which is a real blessing. So this was a time before I stopped coming. So I was actually going to, I think the previous year, so I was still going to Shabarimala. So I put the garland and mala and all that. And then every day we do the Ayyappan Puja, On Thursdays we sing Sai Bhajans and end with the Sai Aarti. So this is the first week after I have put this, and Thursday has come. So I'm supposed to do so do I do the Ayyappan thing or do I do the this one, Swami's thing? So the way we have it in a house in a puja room is Swami's picture is in the middle, okay. On one side is Ayyappa, big picture of Ayyappa. The other side is big picture of Guru Ayyappan, because we are from Kerala, so Guru Ayyappan, Ayyappa also. So on either side, middle is an equally big picture of Swami, okay. On one side near the Ayyappa is one Paduga, because we have done the Paduga puja here and all that. So Paduga, on the other side there is another Paduga, okay. And on each of these is a flower, on Swami's picture and Ayyappa's picture and Guru Ayyappan picture. So before this Aarti thing came, I was just looking at the Ayyappa picture and saying, "So what shall I do today? Should I do this or should I do Om Jai Jagdishwari and finish with that? What should I end with, I just thought that, and the picture from Ayyappa's photo, it fell onto Swami's Padam.
It just came out of
it fell like as if he has thrown it. It's January, December. There's no fan, there's no AC, there's no air current, nothing in the thing. Just like about the garland I told you. So this flower flies like that from his picture. It flies and falls exactly on Swami's Padam. Wow. As if he has thrown it onto Swami's Padam.
Just when you're thinking about this.
Just when I thought, that very second when I thought, and the story doesn't end there. Okay. So when that happened, I said, okay, so I'll take Om Jai Jagdishwari, I will do Swamis. Now you have told me that, you know, you have thrown the flower there, so I am going to do Swami's Aarti. So I took the Aarti to Swami. Okay, that is over. And I told my family, so what happened? I just thought this and this happened. Oh my gosh, it's true. Okay, right. Next morning, so the flowers are still there. Okay, so this one flower is missing. All the other flowers and all the pictures are there. Swami's picture, flower is there. Guru Ayappan thing is also there. Next morning, you get up early, no? When you Sabarimala, you get up early, have a wash at 5 o'clock in the morning. Then you have to say your morning prayers and then puja and all morning, light the lamp, do the puja. So I got up in the morning and I was sitting there. Okay. Then I look at Guru Ayappan and say, he showed this yesterday. What about you? You know, tuck the flower fell. My God, I almost almost died there. You know, it was too much for me also.
Yes.
Because it's only a thought. You know, there's not. I've not even said it in words. Even that much air has not come from my. Yes. I just looked at thing and said, "Oh, that picture is okay. That thing is there." And I just look at him and say, "What about you?" You know, talk. The next one falls.
when you have someone who's like responding.
You know, it's like, you know, my hair is standing up even now. So then I said, "Okay, now that's it." You know, now it's Swami for everything. Yes. So Guru Ayappan is also Swami. So it's Sai Krishna, Sai, you know, Shiva is Sai, Vishnu is Sai, Ayyappa is Sai, everything is Sai. Then if you look at it actually, you know, Sai is father and mother, isn't it? Ai and thing.
Sai Baba.
Yeah, Sai Baba. So Baba's father and Ai is mother.
Yes.
Appa is also like that. Ai is mother, Appa is father.
Oh, yes.
So Appa. Then I realized, oh, that is also another connection, you know. So whichever way you look at it, he is showing it's all the same. Absolutely. Then I said, why all this confusion? You know, we are ready. Thing now, you know, it's total Sharanagata surrender. Yes. So from that time it has been only Swami. I very rarely, I mean, I have all the pictures. I have Jesus picture. I say the, you know, from the Bible, the Our Father prayer, because I was brought up in Christian schools. So the Our Father prayer, I say, I love that because that's in the Bible. It says, Jesus says, pray. And he says, actually from Jesus' words. So I said, okay, it's a nice prayer. I was taught in school. So I say the Our Father prayer every single day. So I have Mother and Mary and Jesus there. I have Buddha there. I have sayings from the Quran there. I have the, you know, the Quran, Holy Quran, Bible and Bhagavad Gita, all I have in my puja room, all ready. So it's Sarva Dharma, I think. But Swami is sufficient because I think Swami, when praying to Swami is praying to everyone. So that was a great lesson which Swami taught me, and I'm very, very, very grateful for him showing this in so many ways. Then your doubt goes away. You know? Otherwise, always confused. I find a lot of people confused. Even a lot of Sai devotees are confused what to do.
Suddenly something happens in family and then you feel, oh, we have not prayed to Ishta Devata last 2 years.
I've not gone to Tirupati for 2 years. I've not done this. So I've done something wrong. I feel guilty. I don't think it's necessary. One form you pray to. And it's like focusing, you're just focusing on today's drama also said the same thing, you know, about the air being there, then why do we run under the fan, convocation drama. So I think it's like that. I think once you have one form to which you relate, that's fine.
Wow, fantastic. So there are, after you came to Bhagwan's fold, there's a lot of unlearning and relearning that happened.
Absolutely.